everyone, welcome back. So today's video we are discussing the best and the worst things about living alone. I live alone, although I live just with my dog Rupert, so I am alone but with a little sniffly little squishy potato walking around the house. So many people ask me what's good about living alone and what's bad about living alone, and let me tell you, I've lived on my own now since, how old was I when I got Rupert? 3.5 years, because I got Rupert to move out. No, I moved out so I could get Rupert, and now my mum and dad love him, have him in their bed, like, yeah. Nevertheless, I'm so glad I have my own house. I lived somewhere else for a while, then I got murgled, and now I've lived in this house for about 2.5 years now, and I absolutely love it here. I'm super happy, and let's have a little discussion. So let's start with the worst things about living alone. Also, let me know if you live alone and if you agree, and if you have more points to add, or if you are about to live alone, this could help you out a little bit. Okay, so the worst things. Let's begin with, obviously one of the things that's amazing about living alone is space and, you know, having alone time, but you can't have that without, like, sometimes feeling lonely AF. And you could just sit there and you're just like, I've got no one to watch Love Island with. I've got no one to, like, discuss this tweet with. Like, I love when my friends are around and, like, someone's just tweeted something on Twitter and we're like, oh my god, have you seen this? Or, like, you can just, yeah, you can get lonely. You can't just go and think, oh, I'll go and sit in the living room and watch whatever mum and dad's watching, because they're not there. The food shop, right? So it's such fun doing a food shop for yourself. But then you get, like, fresh fruit and vegetables or produce and all this food, and then you're like, how am I going to manage to eat this before sell by date or use by date or when it's still fresh? Like, how? How am I going to consume it in time? Like, there's only one of me and such food. Also, the fridge and cupboards do not restock themselves. When you live at home or when you go back to your mum and dad's house and they've got, like, food and new food and like a full can of beans or just like anything, you're like, wow, such food and such options. When you live alone, you don't get home to a new fridge, it's just what you've left there. And also, when you go on said shopping trip, you have to carry the shopping bags by yourself. And I don't drive, so it's a bit of a walk. This is just food. Portion control and cooking for just one person. Like, you buy this creamy mash from Tesco, but it's for 2 people. Now, I love mash, but it's for 2 people. Like, I could eat maybe like 3/4 of it, but some will go to waste. Like, or you just cook so much pasta, and you could have it the next day, but there's just so much food. You have to do your laundry. Like, you put something in the wash, like, oh, well, I want to wear that in a couple of days' time. And then it comes to that day and it's not clean, because you haven't washed it. And also, right, this is one of the struggles that I'm like, please give me some hacks or some tips or like a video DIY of how to, like, freshly make your bed. Like, when you've done your washing, obviously not like make your bed look nice every morning, but like when you've washed your bedding, putting on your duvet cover. Oh my goodness, how? Especially when you have a little dog jumping all over it. I love them to bits. But how do you do the duvet cover properly and efficiently and put the sheet on and do a corner and the other corner pops off and it's just a mess? Okay, so I have a story of this one. When you have creatures living in your house without paying rent, just habitat it. That's not the word. Inhabiting your house. So right down my bedside, I got home, I think it was from a singing lesson or a rehearsal for pantomime or something. I got home and I turned the light on. I stood dead still because there was a cricket or a grasshopper. I'm not too sure which one it was, but it was huge. And I was so I was like, do I call my dad? Does he make the half-an-hour drive to come and get this? Do I do it myself? Do I let Rupert eat it? He wouldn't eat it because he wouldn't hurt a fly, wouldn't know what it was, he'd just sit down and play with it. So I like got this cup, got a bit of paper, it was jumping everywhere, it was a scene. So yeah, when there are creatures in your house, I don't want to kill them, I don't like killing them. So you have to like pick up the spiders, you have to conquer your fears when you live alone, because no one's just going, oh, I'll get that. When you watch, I love a scary film, I love creepy things, I love American Horror Story, Criminal Minds, all this stuff. But when you live on your own, oh my goodness. And this moves on to like the next thing. Unexpected noises. What is it? Like you have seen this scary film, how are you then expected to go across the landing to the toilet or downstairs to get snacks when you've just seen a scary thing? What about the snacks? Loo roll. I go through loo roll so quickly. How? And it doesn't just reappear. And the good. All the good things about living alone. I've mentioned this in a video before. I start each day with a RuPaul's Drag Race style lip sync for your life. And in fact, you don't actually have to lip sync because there's no one here to tell you to stop. And it's great. I mean, RuPaul will watch me and just be like, oh, okay. In fact, he loves it. He will join in, he will wag his tail, and you can just sing to the top of your lungs. You can walk around in the nude without judgment, or you can walk around in a Christmas onesie in the summer. Feeding time at my house can be any time. I can eat my dinner at midnight, I can eat my breakfast at 11. I mean, you can just eat when you like. There's no dinner time, there's no set the dinner table. You can just sit at your dinner table when you like. When I get ready, I can listen to musical soundtracks. When I have people around and we get ready for a night out, we listen to theirs or the radio, and I don't know these modern things. And yeah, so I would much prefer to get ready listening to Phantom of the Opera. And brilliant, brilliant. It also makes you really cherish time with your friends and family, and you look forward to just something as simple as meeting up for a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but like meeting up for a drink, or just like going for a walk with someone. And it just makes you cherish that a lot more, so I quite like that. You can laugh at people's nightmare stories of their roommates or with their significant other, and you can just think, oh, I get to go back home to myself. You can decorate your own space. Like, this was one of the most exciting things for me. I can have my own display of things. There's no one to say, oh, can I put mine out on display? Because it might not go with the aesthetic and it might not go with the decor, and you couldn't have each room assigned to something. Like, I've got a room full of clothes. Like, wow. A room for my office, a room for my bed, and a room for my things. Like, it's just great that you can decorate, put your own flair on things, put your own photos, and there's no one to not like it. There's no one that you have to think, oh, are they gonna like this bedding? Because it's just for you. No one to ruin your clean. Like, when you leave the house and when you return to the house, it's gonna be exactly how you left it. And I love that feeling of knowing that there's not gonna be any extra washing up in the sink, or any like rubbish anywhere, because I'll have cleaned it before I left, and there's only washing up for one, so that's also great. There's literally no judgment for anything. Like, you can do absolutely anything and there is no judgment. I can lie on my back and have Rupert lie on me like a baby, and I can sing to him, and he absolutely loves it. Like, he loves it. Proven fact, it makes him fall asleep. Me and my sister tested this many times. He absolutely loves me singing to him. I can trump when I want to. I can go to the loo with the door open. I don't know why I do that, I just constantly have the door open when I go to the loo. Sleep time can be as early as you want. Like, if I need a night's sleep, I won't be kept awake by someone else. Or it can be as late as I want. I can be watching Dr. Phil up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's no one to go, Becca, can you just stop? When I come home from like a day of busyness or a day of stress, there's no one to come home to that I have to like put on a face for. I can literally just be like this. I'd have to go, oh, hi, how are you? None of that. And I wake up to this little gorgeous baby and not a gross human being. Like, imagine waking up to this precious angel every morning. It's just fantastic. So there we go. Those are my peaks and troughs of living alone. I absolutely love it, all in all, and you take the worst bits with a pinch of salt, make the best of a situation that's a bit annoying. But I absolutely love living on my own. I hope this gave you a bit of insight into solo living, and let me know if any of these apply to you or any more I need to add to my list. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.